Hey guys, it's Monday and I'm going to do a quick lunchtime yoga flow. I will go through some stretches and this should help you reset your mind for Monday. If you want to find your mat and go outside, I know it's kind of overcast here in North Carolina, but I say it's perfect weather to do some yoga outside because it's not super humid or super hot. So we're going to start here in child's pose. You're going to put your arms out in front of you, and I'm going to lean this camera forward. And you're going to put your forehead to the ground and have yourself feel grounded. And focus inward on your breathing. Then we're going to start out on hands and knees, and we're going to do some cat and cows. You're going to lift your head up to the sky, put your head in, really warming up your hips. We're going to sway your hips side to side so you can loosen your hips up if you've been sitting all morning or if you slept in an awkward position. And then I'm going to stretch my right arm out and my left arm behind me. I'm going to crunch in a few crunches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to stretch it out to either side. Feel your core strength. And then I'm going to switch back to the center, set it down. Then I'm going to stretch my left hand out and my right leg back. And I'm going to stretch it in for crunches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Forgot how many I did on the other side. And then we're going to reach them out either side and hold the pose to build your core strength. And then put your leg down. Now, I'm going to start out in a plank position to build your core strength. We're going to hold it here for a few moments. Try to hold it for 30 seconds. Focus on your breathing. This should get your body warmed up. Okay, and then to downward dog. Now, I'm going to walk my hands back to my feet. Feel the stretch in the back of my calves. And I'm going to hold my head here for a moment. And I'm going to do a half lift. Forward fold. Stand tall. Tip to the right. Center. Then tip to the left. And then you're going to clasp your hands behind your back. Lean back and forward fold. And then you're going to walk your hands out to the plank position. I'm going to do one push-up and then a vinyasa. Sometimes in life we face difficult challenges and things don't pan out the way that we want to. And we really have to refocus or look at what direction we're being pointed toward. Sometimes we're stuck doing something that we don't want to do. And maybe there's a sign there that we should be doing something else. But recentering and refocusing and taking a step back to look at the bigger picture is really important. And I know sometimes it's something that I struggle with, but I feel like sometimes the answer is always right in front of me, but I I'm letting my mind be taken up by other problems or other things that it doesn't need to be focused on. So I always say regrounding and recentering yourself and giving yourself time to meditate, because a lot of people don't give themselves that quiet time to refocus. And they don't understand that if they tell themselves that they can do it or they're gonna do it, it really makes a difference, because what you tell your mind will really shine through. And the outside, that's how your mind is built to work. And I know it's definitely challenging to say it and to act on it, but sometimes you have to let your worries go and focus on something else and look at the big picture and realize where your mind should really be taking up space. So we're going to go from downward dog and we're going to hop forward and do chair pose. Half lift, forward fold, chair pose. I'm going to twist to the right. And while I'm holding this chair pose, I'm going to try to lift my left leg behind like a flamingo and stretch it out. So we're doing side twisted airplane. And try to hold it here as long as you can. Really focus on your core strength and focus on keeping that left leg parallel to the floor. And then we're going to come back through forward fold, chair pose, reset, and do it on the other side. So I did the flamingo, I left my left leg out, and I'm twisted. And it's okay if you fall out. Just get back in, because that's what happens in life. And then forward fold, half lift, and then vinyasa. So we're going to go from the vinyasa to downward dog, and we're going to stretch our right leg high, go into warrior one. And then you're going to do a side stretch. Put your right elbow down on your right leg, lean over, and then we're going to reach our left hand behind. Try to clasp them. If you can't, grab a towel to connect behind, and we're going to try to do birds of paradise. So you're going to gain your strength with your left leg, step it forward to meet the right, and then lift your right leg up high and stand here and feel the stretch in your back. Even if you try it and you fail, just keep trying. Eventually, one of these days you will get it. It takes a lot of inner core strength and the thought process that you can do it. All right. So now I'm going to do a vinyasa and go do that same flow on the left side. Lifting my left leg high. Warrior one. Set your left elbow to your left thigh. Reach over, feel the stretch. Then clasp your left hand behind and then pull your right leg forward. And then you're going to lift your left leg high and you're going to hold it. And see how long you can hold it for. If you fall out, try to get back in, because in life you fall out and you get back in multiple times. And then we're going to go back to a vinyasa. So, going to go back to downward dog. And this time we're going to lift our right leg high. Going to loop it through your left arm. Lift your left arm high, do a fallen star. Now, if you want, you can lift that right leg. And then we're going to come back, flip your dog, hold it here for a moment to feel the back stretch, and then come back down, lift your right leg high, warrior one, reverse crescent lunge. And then I'm going to Whew. Actually, I think I have it backwards. You're going to have to lift the left arm over your right leg. And then I'm going to pulse here. And then from here, I'm going to go to a complete twist, pulse in this direction as well. And then I'm going to go to a pyramid pose. Clasp your arms behind you, lean forward, feel the stretch in the back of your hamstrings. Whew. And then vinyasa. Lift your left leg high, fallen star. Flip your dog. Left leg high, warrior one. Reverse crescent lunge. Again, pulsing, and then forward, and then pulse again. And then pyramid pose, feeling the stretch in the back of your left leg. Now we're going to go to a vinyasa. So we're back in downward dog. We're going to take a moment to catch our breath. And then I'm just going to do some light stretching. I just wanted to do some quick strength training. And from here, we're going to bend. It's like a frog pose. So we're going to bend our legs like this, lean back, and then lean forward. And this will stretch your inner thighs. So I will tell you, when you are realizing that you aren't at that correct point in your life and you need to reset your mind, letting go of all the negative thoughts in your mind really helps, but also realizing that maybe you should take a chance at something else or refocus your destination to go somewhere else. Maybe you've had a thought in your head and you can't really completely let it come to fruition because you feel like you're not good enough or it isn't meant for you. Well, refocusing on that direction and knowing that you need to reground yourself to get somewhere or get over this hump is essential. Nobody's going to tell you to do it. Nobody's going to show you how to do it. You know in your mind the best way to get there. And sometimes the motivation has to come within, and that starts with discipline. Disciplining yourself to remember that you have to start somewhere to get there. So sometimes the road is monotonous and painful, but if you keep at it, you'll get there. This applies to anything in life, if it's a job, a career, anything. Fruits of labor do not come easily. So after we've stretched out this side, we're going to lean back up. We're going to gently get out of this pose. Stretch your legs back to let the blood flow back in. And then we're going to lay on our back. And we're going to lift our legs in the sky. And just to let the blood flow down. Now, you can just lightly lay here, or you can lift your hips up so you get the neck stretch. So it's up to you which one you choose. And then try to hold it here for a moment, just so that we can recirculate the blood flow after you come back down. And then you can do snail pose. Bring your legs all the way back. Lift them. And then happy baby. And then And then fish pose, you're going to stick your hands underneath your back like you have pockets and lean your head back. And then it opens your throat chakra. If you want to try it more intense, you can lift your arms up high and it will be a more dramatic version. But there you go. That was my quick lunch yoga flow. I hope you liked it. I do plan on doing more of these. If there's like a better time that works for you or something, you can always watch this later or another time. Or if you have any suggestions, feel free to reach out to me or comment. Also, feel free to share this with any of your friends or anybody you know that might be interested in yoga or wants to connect with me. Thanks.